everybody. Welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Wednesday, July 31st, 2024. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host, as always, Brian Kruse. Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you humped up the best of you all. You just got your humps in today. Humped it hard, rough, and easy, or maybe smooth and debonair. Who knows? But it was a great hump day, and I hope you loved it so much. And you took care of that one you loved, because you got to hump it easy sometimes. Hump it easy. Anyways, joining back on Kruse Control is my brainiac co-host himself, the intellectual of all intellectuals, Mr. Mike Casey. Mike, how you doing tonight, man?
Brainiac? Are we crossing the streams? Is Brainiac is Brainiac DC? No, he's Marvel. Right?
No, he's DC.
He's DC. He's DC, man.
Brian, when you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I want to take you there. And you know why, Brian? Because it's Wednesday. It's hump day, and you are the man who likes to emphasize what hump day is for. I'm happy to be here, Brian. I'm happy we got great guests. We got a lot to talk about. I'm forgetting about it right up top, but I'm going to look at the chat. Say hi to Logan. Hey, Logan. Hey, Queen. Thanks for joining us today. We're gonna have
Mike's
some fun, I think.
Yeah, Peppy Mike is here.
Hey,
It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time tonight. Happy hump day. Mike just saw Deadpool and Wolverine before the show, so he's kind of going off that right now. A lot of stuff in your head, probably, I'd imagine, right? A lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts, a lot of figures going around.
So many emotions.
Bitch. Yeah, so much of that shit, right? I'm excited to see what you think about it, but welcome to Kruse Control, Mike. I'm happy to see you. It's going to be fantastic. And of course, Mike, it wouldn't be a Wednesday. It wouldn't be a hump day. It wouldn't be a day where we're humping it rough, easy, smooth, debonair like that. And we didn't talk about comic books. If we didn't have the comic book king himself, Mr. Sean Sutherland. Sean, welcome back to Kruse Control, man. How you doing?
Hello, welcome myself. Welcome you guys. Hello, GR. Hello, Queen. Logan. Hello. Good to be here. I got really caught off guard there because one of my favorite video games just got a very intense patch and did not need that alert. But no, I'm here. I'm present.
That's what that was.
That's what that was. We're like, what's going on?
I was really freaked out there for a second. Hello everyone. Lovely to see you guys. Very excited to get and talk about all things Marvel, all things San Diego Comic-Con.
So
There's a ton to talk about, man. We got to get into it. Yeah, we got to get going.
Sean.
I know there's so much.
Good to see you, buddy.
We're happy to have you back, Sean. Yeah, a lot happened. We've been off for a week too, so a lot happened in that time with Comic-Con.
Hey,
welcome back. With Comic-Con, it's just so much going on. We'll talk about a lot. There's a lot going on.
Look at this. Look at this. From an hour ago, 14 arrested in San Diego Comic-Con sex trafficking sting.
Well, didn't hear about that news.
What?
Not again.
Okay.
That is some breaking news right there, Mike. That is some breaking news.
But Mike, our next guest is having his business operations.
Hey, leave him alone, man. Hey, don't start rumors. But joining us back on Kruse Control, been a long time, guys. I'm happy to have him back as always. Writer, director, creator, and actor. Amazing actor. Love this guy. One of my best friends out there in Hollywood, everybody. Welcome back to the show, Mr. Spencer O'Neill. Check it out, Spencer. How's it going, Spencer?
Good, man. Best introductions. Can't appreciate you enough. Great to be here, man. So excited to be back. I think I haven't worn this shirt yet, but I've gone through my entire closet when it comes to Hawaiian t-shirts. So, good God, man, I'm going to have to start buying some more. Goodwill down the street. But let's go, man. I'm really pumped for this episode. So
Me too.
Spencer!
Happy's excited you're here.
Hey, oh, gosh. I wish I was there with you, man. I do.
I know. It's great. It was good to see you. And we had a new person, Paul, out there in the chat. Thank you so much. The number's been going up recently. I'm excited about tonight. We're up like 100 subscribers this past week. So,
Sweet.
Welcome, Paul. Yeah, we're at like 1,668 right now. Numbers keep going up because of you. Thank you for watching, everybody. Keep checking out Kruse Control, and thank you all for being here. Appreciate you so much for being here. Happy hump day. Of course, that Comic-Con stuff is going on, but there's a lot more beyond that. Yeah, right? A lot going on. But of course, there is always a lot going on Kruse Control. Because it doesn't matter what date it is. Be it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, day of the week. It doesn't matter. There's one thing going on, and that's a lot of breaking news. Come on! And I am not on anything, everybody. I get these like comments that you're on something. Stop taking that. I'm not on anything. But breaking news, everybody. It's so mean. It's the internet, Mike. It's the internet. But after 6 weeks of continuous studio negotiations, a tentative agreement has come on Saturday, because we've been off for a week, for the Teamsters. That's right. They finally got a deal. The 11th hour. They were thinking about striking, and there's no strike, not happening. That increase of 7% their first year, 4% their second, and 3.5% their third year. So their rates are going up. That was the biggest thing they were fighting about. But there is no Hollywood strike for the Teamsters. Of course, IATSE got their deal. Teamsters got their deal. Everything is going great. And even Disney got their deal. That's right. The employees at Disneyland.
Hey.
Yeah, we talked about this like a few weeks ago. The union represents 14,000 cast members at Disneyland California, California Adventure, Downtown Disney, and Disney Hotels announced that their members have ratified a new 3-year deal. A round of applause to them. Excited for them, really. It's going to be awesome that they actually got this, because they were going back and forth about this. Like, is it going to happen? Not going to happen? Well, it finally happened. The biggest wage increases ever for their cast members, receiving $6.10 over 3 years increases, which I guess is pretty great for them, but they're going up to a rate of $24 in 2024. So it's a big thing. And on top of that, too, and they get historic increases for senior cast members. They're also getting attendance policy and sick leave improvements. And on top of that, too, new premiums for cast members. So great for these people at Disneyland. They've been fighting them for a long time. They were going back and forth. We thought a strike was going to happen, but it did not happen. And Mickey Mouse is probably very happy that he doesn't have to, watch these people pick at his magic castle on a weekend. But anyways, that did not happen. But of course, we finally have a strike at SAG-AFTRA one time for the video game contract. Now, this has been something over 2 years I've been renegotiating. Over 2 years, no deal. We're just going to keep saying, we'll push to the side. Maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe we won't. But now we've officially, Duncan Crabtree came forward and said, yes, we're going to strike. It's moved forward after 10 months. After the last strike, we're back in the picket line again for the video game artists for SAG-AFTRA. Who does this include? Well, it includes a bunch of different companies. We're talking about Activision, Blind Light. We're talking about Disney Character Voices, Inc., Electronic Arts Productions, Inc., Epic Games, Inc., Formosa Interactive, Insomniac Games, Take-Two Productions, VoiceWorks Productions, and WB Games. So right now, people will start picketing. They've started picketing already officially, so please pay the video game people what they deserve. Again, this has been going on too long. I can't believe we didn't have a deal for a long time. It's a bunch of Krapopolis, if you ask me. Krapopolis is coming back for a 4th season. And this blew my mind, because I think we talked about this like not too long ago, how they got greenlit for like 3 seasons up front. And I'm like, they're already on season 3? I guess I haven't been watching this, but I guess it's doing fantastic, because they were just actually announced for an Emmy. So I'm like, well, good for them. They got a nomination for a primetime Emmy. They must be doing well. And this has been going on for a long time. We're waiting for the show to come out. 3 seasons are out, 4 seasons coming. So if you're excited about it, let me know out there in the chat, because I want to know if I should watch it. 3 seasons deep. I was weird about it being picked up so fast, but it must be fucking funny. It must be funny. Unlike The Walking Dead, which just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. I'm like, why are we doing so much Walking Dead? I gave up on it, like a lot of us gave up on the first season. But the spinoff, Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol, is moving forward for a 3rd season. So if you love Carol,
too many books, man.
Oh my God, Sean, there's so much. But
I gotta read Boba Fett's book. I gotta read Carol's book now. Come on.
Isn't that the whole reason that we have moving pictures, is so we don't have to reference the books?
I'm watching shit to not read, and you're making me read. What the hell?
Well, you can watch the new season in September if you want to. It's not going to be it's going to be a moving picture. It's going to be a moving picture, folks. So you can watch it there that way. Don't watch the crap show myself. Yeah, the crap show is quite the thing. But Carol is coming back for another run at The Walking Dead in its post-apocalyptic world, just like Silo is coming back. And I'm more excited about Silo because season 2 of Silo, based off the Wool series by Hugh Howey, is moving forward for a 2nd season. Of course, we've talked about this for a while, but it's been announced that Friday, November 15th. It's a birthday miracle for me. It'll be releasing. My birthday is November 12th. Scorpio. Here's all the Scorpios out there.
Hey, Scorpios, way to go, guys.
But yeah, this is coming out Friday, November 15th. 10 episodes, 1 episode each week. I can't wait to see what happens after she's outside the silo. I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm also interested to see how Scare Tactics will go down, because now we're going to get Jordan Peele doing the Scare Tactics show, doing a reboot of this. I don't know if you guys ever watched this show before. He was back on Sci-Fi Channel like years ago, and he's going to redo the whole project moving forward for USA. So will that be good? Will it not be good? I don't know. You're going to find out. And anybody ever watched this before? Because I never saw this before. But it's like
was
Friends
the original
setting up,
any good? Yeah, I haven't seen the original.
You haven't watched Scare Tactics?
it was like Friends setting other people up to make them feel like they're in a horror movie, kind of like horror things go down.
Yeah, it was it. It was friggin' Tracy Morgan was a host for a hot second as well.
Will he come
Yeah,
back?
who
Will
didn't
he come back?
watch? I don't think Tracy Morgan. No, I was gonna say he's dead, but no, I know he's alive.
He's alive.
No,
He got through that car
I don't
accident.
think he's gonna. No, if Jordan Peele's gonna do it, why? I don't know. Jordan Peele and Tracy Morgan get together? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, who
Like,
doesn't
we can
want
see
scare
it.
tactics?
It seems like the kind of thing. If I'm traveling internationally, I always watch like those Montreal joke shows or like prank shows. It's like one of those things that translates. You don't need language to like understand the
There's no
appeal
sound in the whole thing except laugh.
of tricking
Maybe,
somebody in an
This
elevator.
is weird.
Like, yeah.
maybe get Ashton Kutcher in there. I don't think he'd actually do this anymore.
I
He's probably laying low for a while. Still, Ashton Kutcher, I would say,
Yes,
after
he
all that
should.
stuff that went down for him. But
Get
speaking of scare
back in the
tactics,
closet with Chris Pratt. Get back in there. We don't need you.
with
Give it
Chris
7
Pratt.
years.
Mike, there's a story for later, but I want to know about your Chris Pratt story with with Ashton Kutcher because there's something fishy, something smarmy, and something amazing about this story. I'm excited to hear about. So
Okay.
I hope it's good. Wait on that. Get back to that because
Wednesday.
scare tactics also been going down for Longlegs, and Longlegs just broke a record right now for Neon right now. Now this is the biggest thing because Neon has been making projects for a long time. Of course, their biggest project before this was Parasite, most gross movie. Of course, won a bunch of awards, but now Neon's new project, Longlegs with Nick Cage himself, has become a highest grossing movie for them beyond Parasite. It has made more money than that. And this is a great movie. I had a fun time with this movie. I really did. Nick Cage is so weird and creepy. I know Spencer and I talked about this like briefly before about how it's like Nick Cage has kind of played this part in the past, but not like in this extent, in this kind of this kind of persona with this kind of narrative, right? And I think it was really good. I understand people are watching this shit out, right? It's terrifying. It's weird. It's creepy, and the screen time he has, which isn't a lot, but it is enough to be so effective. And I think that the narrative along with that just drives it home. It's so good. It reminds me of going back in the 90s and doing a good 90s kind of detective story with a great villain too. So are you surprised this has beat Parasite though, Spencer?
Very. Yeah. Parasite was amazing, and it was a bit more complex, but Longlegs was amazing. It was a great film, but I think it was the shock and awe value of Nick Cage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nick
Really
Cage
put
doing,
people in the seats.
and then not showing him at all for the trailers, really just showing like a little like silhouette of him, and you really don't see his whole the prosthetics and stuff he has until you actually watch the movie. So it was fascinating. I really loved it. I'm excited to see if Nick Cage does more of this genre. Hopefully he does, because maybe he'll come back as Ghost Rider again. Maybe he'll come back as Ghost Rider. Maybe he'll be in the Marvel universe again because Marvel.
Superman.
And maybe Superman. I want to see him as Superman. Come on, make that shit happen. But we do have our Fantastic Four. And now we know that the first movie is called First Steps, or the new movie is called First Steps. Matt Shackman's coming in to do this. And we have our whole cast at Comic-Con was there. Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Ebon Moss. I can never say his last name. Backrack?
Yeah, sure.
Close enough. Good for them. I was excited to see this. Again, they showed like some teaser footage about this, of them getting into a spaceship, flying off, and then a little bit of Galactus actually being an actual character, big eyes and all that. So I'm excited to see where this goes. They also announced on top of this that the Fantastic Four will be in Avengers, the next 2 Avengers movies on top of this. So they're coming in for Doomsday, and they're coming in for Secret Wars. So I'm very excited to see that. It makes sense. They should be in that as it is. They're a very big part of that comic book story. And I think that on top of that, of course, Marvel was showing the Thunderbolts too. They showed footage from that, and they actually showed a trailer, and they had everybody come on stage. We had the Brave New World panel too, with of course Harrison Ford coming out there and doing some great Hulk posing and stuff, announcing a lot of stuff. And what did DC announce? Well, they said we have a new logo. Yep, DC is like, we got a new logo, guys. So yeah, get ready for that. It's like, wow, the old but the new. We're changing it up, being the past. So good for them. But also DC on top of that has decided to gender swap the Penguin for Oswalda Cobblepot in the new series, The Cape Crusader, which I was interested about this. I want to see this show very badly. It's very much in the vein we talked about before of the old school Batman animated series. So we're doing that. We're going back in time. They already they made 2 Fantastic Fours, but that was under the old franchise of Fox. And now we're going on to do this with Disney and one and actual Marvel now. So I'm excited to see where that goes. But this will be interesting. This is coming out tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow. So if you want to check out the Cape Crusader, all episodes will be on Amazon Prime. I hope it's good. Coming out tomorrow. Wait to see. And we have an Oswalda Cobblepot. Not sure how they can work that narrative. Guess we'll find out. Maybe James Gunn has a good idea, but James Gunn has officially wrapped Superman. That's right. Superman is done. finito, over with. We are in the can. The movie is done. He says that's a wrap. God bless our cast and crew whose commitment, creativity, and hard work have brought this project to life. Very excited. I can't wait to see this Superman movie again. A lot of hate in the costumes. People are going back and forth about that. And they're also, everyone's going to be a hard time giving Corn Sweat a hard time. Of course they're going to. I still trust James Gunn. I hope it's going to be great. We'll have to wait and find out when we actually get to, we got a long way. July, it's like in 2 years or something. So a lot of breaking news, everybody. A lot of breaking news. We lost Sean. Where the heck did Sean go to?
Wait, it wrapped filming, but it's not coming out for 2 years?
Well, it's coming out next, I guess it's a year and a half. It comes out next summer.
Still, that's a long post-production period, is it not?
It's a long time. Yeah,
it's a long time.
I would imagine
July,
it's because of the slate.
It's like July something. I guess a year. July something. My time is it's like a year. July something.
July 2025 is a year from now, Brian.
I know it feels like it's so far away, but it is coming not too long. And of course, this is the first trailer come for a long time. The symbol doesn't really look like the Superman symbol. Of course, Paul, they were saying it's more of the Kingdom Come kind of play off of that, trying to make something different. Of course, is also picking up as not the beginning of Superman, but we're jumping into him being Superman and getting in there. So I'm interested to see where it goes. I don't know what happened to Sean. Sean, where you at? Sean. Oh, we didn't lose Sean. That's weird.
We'll be back.
Yeah, you want to text?
Yes.
There he is. There he is. Sean knows all about Superman, right? He knows all about Superman. He's so bummed that
Sorry, wait. Okay, I could hear you and see everything. You guys couldn't see or hear me?
Nope.
That's great.
No.
Wonderful. All right. Love it.
You're like, you lost me.
Down app, I guess. What you can do.
It's like
you love lamp. It sounded like you said I love lamp.
I do.
G-Force Queen, that's like the guinea pig superhero squad, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is. Bring on the gerbil force.
Oh,
gerbil, not the gerbil.
Real guinea pig lover over here. You guys might not know that.
Yeah, I love guinea pigs. And Peppy does too. Peppy loves guinea pigs, right, Peppy? Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, he does. But okay, everybody, I'm excited because a lot of breaking news. This is our time to put that 1 minute on the clock for all my guests that 1 minute to give them what to say. Is there hot takes? Let's do it. All right, now it's time for those hot takes. This is that time to put 1 minute on the clock, and all my guests get 1 minute breakdown all their hot takes for all the latest breaking news. We got 12 topics tonight. From that last segment, go back and watch it if you didn't see it after the fact. I can't wait to see who becomes the hot take master of the evening for this hump day, the last hump day of July. This is actually the last hump day of July this time. I said it last week, and this is actually true. Last hump day of July, so you better get all those humps in. They didn't get in for all of July because this is your last day to do it. So get it in. You got a few hours left here. Get that clock ticking and make shit happen. Mike, who's going to go first for the hot takes?
Sean is going first. Okay.
He's throwing it at Sean.
I'll be decisive. Look, guys, Brian's not on drugs, okay? We got to stifle those rumors. He's wasted on Crusohol 24/7, but that's it. And that was recently made legal by the Latvian government, okay? So there's nothing you guys can do about it.
Yeah, round of applause for them. I was very happy when that happened, too. Very happy. I was very pleased. I fought, and I went back and forth, and I petitioned. I signed lots of paperwork. I went there in person. It was great. And you know what? All good things come to those who persevere. And Sean, if you persevere, you could win hot takes. So Sean, I'm waiting for this. Are you ready? You excited? You stoked? Are you slick, slippery, buttery, and nipply?
Yes.
All right, man. Yeah. Here we go. Get lubed up. All right, here we go. Hot takes.
You have to do it.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Hot takes.
All right. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. I gotta fix. Great. Pay the people. Teamsters Disneyland. Great. Pay them. SAG-AFTRA. Pay the video game people. What the fuck is going on? Can you not see? What the fuck?
We see you. We see you. Go.
See you.
Never watched Krapopolis. Don't know what to tell you about that. Right. Walking Dead. It's great. We can continue. There's so many stories about Walking Dead that have happened even after the damn regular season has ended. The regular series. Please, for the love of God, Walking Dead. Robert Kirkman, keep it out. Hello, season 2 looks great. I think that show's really fresh and really original, and I'm enjoying it. Scare Tactics, already talked about it. Come on now. Longlegs, more like that Snickers commercial. Go look it up. Fantastic Four adventure movie? No fucking shit. Of course they're gonna be there. DC Studios did a lot more than just a logo in San Diego Comic Con. I will say that. 2024, anyone can be whatever the fuck they want. And Superman wraps production. 2025 can't come soon enough. There you go.
Boom shakalaka! And Sean got it, everybody!
Even with taking the time for the tears.
I just fucking I'm having great tech issues today. My internet's telling me it's fine. It's obviously not fine. I didn't pay the gods. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Round of applause.
Oh my
Round of
god.
applause
Hey,
for-
Brian, San Diego Comic-Con was wonderful for DC Comics. Not so much any other DC movie thing, though.
Yeah.
We're
We're going to talk about one thing. We're talking about
Okay.
one thing
I'll
tonight for
save it
sure that they
later.
did. We'll
Save
talk.
it
We'll
later. Save
get
it
into that when we actually talk about
all right.
you know what I'm talking about. They didn't do a lot of stuff. I thought it was kind of funny that was like a big thing, like our new logo. And I'm like, all right, which is
No.
great. It's a great logo. It's a great logo though. So it's
It's
going
a
back to
fun
the
logo.
past.
It's a classic. Yeah, I
Yes,
mean,
that'd
they're
be fun.
trying to go back to when they were more relevant. I understand,
Yeah.
and that's fine. You know, new
They're
new
more
era's
relevant.
coming in. James Gunn's doing his thing. Fucking give him a new logo. Who the fuck cares? It's gonna be great. It'll be great.
Yeah.
The bullets. It's timeless.
Yeah. It's fantastic. Good for them. And I'm excited to see. We'll talk about that some more. I'm excited to see what else they bring because DC has to keep going. It's looking to eventually get that Marvel DC crossover. Mike, you gonna go next or you gonna send over to Spencer? Mike. Are they both frozen, Spencer? Or is it just you and me?
Oh, I just lost Sean.
It was funny because it was like, I'm like, Mike, so Spencer, do you want to go next because people just kind of bounced out at us?
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense.
All right, man. Here we go. Woo! We got Spencer going next, everybody. He's ready. He's stoked. He's buttery and biscuity. Here we go, Spencer. Hot takes.
Buttery and biscuity. Teamsters. Holy shit, man. They work really hard. That's fucking good for them, you know? Disneyland, also. Lots of workers. Good for them. Fucking rich people, man. SAG-AFTRA. God, again, money and just, you know. Krapopolis. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched it, but yeah, I love everything Dan Harmon does pretty much. Walking Dead. God dang, keep it going. Yeah, I don't know. Money, if it puts people in seats or makes people watch
It's a
the
butts
fucking
in
show, I
seats.
guess. I don't know. Silo, great. I loved it. Really enjoyed the show. Hopefully season 2 is gonna be great. Secure Tactics, don't know anything about it, right? Fantastic Four. And the Avengers is gonna be great. DC's new logo. I miss the old one. Whatever. Whatever. Penguin. Yeah, it's gonna be great. I mean, like, it's fine. Superman raps. We'll see how it goes. Big Man of Steel fan. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see if Corn Sweat has it. Spencer got it. Yeah. Woo, great hot take, Spencer. I feel like the system sets off everybody's cameras, but applause for Spencer.
You guys can see me and hear me, right?
Yep, we hear you now. We hear you, see you
Okay.
now.
I don't know what the fuck's going on tonight, boys.
I don't know.
all right.
It's fine for us. It was funny because we were just sitting there. We're like, I was like, Mike, who's going next? And you and Mike both froze at the same exact time. And I was like, looking at Spencer. I'm like, is it just us really here? We're like, well, what's happening right now? I think Mike's trying to figure that out too. He should be back any second, I would think. But great hot takes, Spencer. Great hot takes. Right now, it's down to you two. I don't know if we're gonna have to, without Mike, are we gonna have to just do one-on-one, or maybe he's gonna pop in?
He's gonna come back.
He's gonna come back.
He
Sean, what do you
better.
think about that? What do you think about that Fantastic Four announcement, though?
That they're gonna be in the Avengers. or the
Avengers, yeah,
footage?
the footage and how they're being Avengers. Did it shock you? Does it
So-
surprise you? Does it make sense?
No, I have not had a chance to see the footage because every time someone sends me a link, it gets copyright claimed. But I've read enough descriptions of the footage that they have. Again, they just started shooting like on Tuesday, I want to say, of last week. Yeah, and I'm not surprised that they're going to be at Avengers. This is making up for lost time. Everyone's been looking for a decent or a good iteration of Fantastic Four, and why the hell not when trying to get the sweat off of them from Kang and that whole fucking shit. Why the hell not? Wouldn't you lean on the Fantastic Four a little bit more? I love the look of Glass, really taken the right nods from Kirby's interpretation of when he introduced the character, so I'm excited to kind of see that. I love me some Pedro Pascal. The man does not hide his anxiety.
Thirsty Daddy himself.
Oh, he's the original Thirsty Daddy?
He's the original. Well, yeah, he's the original Thirsty Daddy. Well, didn't they actually call him like the something daddy, the hot daddy, the baby daddy, the man daddy?
The baby daddy? No one's calling him baby daddy. I don't know if he has kids, actually. If he does,
Probably
good
not.
for him. I don't know. But no, it's exciting. It's a retro futuristic kind of 60s style. You got Thing in the dating game, right? It's going to be a laugh. We're going to love it. And hopefully maybe that'll fix the MCU. I don't know. A lot of pressure.
The Galactus thing's pretty cool. We're actually going to showcase him as being like a, not just like a storm like they did in, the original ones. He was like a storm, like a cloud coming in.
Rise of the Silver Surfer. Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually going to get into it and be like, oh, he's an actual big, huge creature that's coming there to destroy the world, consume it.
I mean, it's good. A lot of the seeds, and I use that word on purpose, let's just say, because it is very kin to the history of the Celestials. So all those seeds were there for Galactus in the Eternals. If we have any of the dozens of people in the chat that saw Eternals.
I think there's like 5 people saw Eternals.
5. It wasn't great. You did see it? All right. Well, there's a lot.
But
Eternals.
It wasn't great.
But a lot of the Galactus, stuff was there, and it's ready for you to pick up those plot points. So if you were waiting for Eternals to matter, there you go. Maybe this is your time.
Yeah.
We'll see. Mike's restarting his internet right now. He said he had an internet router outage. So he's gonna be right back. So that's happening. But yeah, I'm excited to see, because then they had the whole Thunderbolts thing, and we're going to talk about the big announcement later tonight. Of course, a lot of stuff going down with Marvel. I'm excited to see where that goes. I guess maybe we'll just go without Mike right now. We'll just do the YouTube and see who wins hot takes. I think he's just going to blow it because he's just not here.
We can always backtrack.
We can always backtrack. We always come back to hot takes. We could do that.
Yeah, we've done that. There's precedent. Yeah,
it's been a while, but we could do that.
Precedent for this.
There is precedent. So
we're only 225 episodes in. I'm sure we've done this before.
225. Yeah, we can go back. Okay, we can come back, because I was just like, it's a little editing, but it's okay. It's okay. It's just harder for future Brian. That's it, Mike. Whatever you're at, Mike, in the universe, please show up, because I'm gonna give you one.
Brian. Fix it in post. You'll be fine.
Yeah, come on.
I'm just giving Mike that.
You've been in Hollywood.
But as we're talking about Marvel, let's go into one thing. We'll come back to hot takes and we'll finish. We'll have a winner of hot takes. But again, Sean was saying stuff happened with DC, and of course, one thing that I know is big that happened. We got the trailer for, of course, the Creature Commandos. So can we talk about Creature Commandos? So Creature Commandos, we finally got the first trailer, official trailer. We've been going back and forth on this for a long time. Will it be good? Will it not be good? Of course, it's the first animated project, the first project under James Gunn that is launching in December. Will it be great? Will it not be great? Is it going to be like the best animated project ever for DC? Is it going to blow us out of the water and make us believe that James Gunn will make everything right now for DC once again? The new teaser dropped. I can't wait to talk about. Of course, we got Weasel, we got the Bride, we got G.I. Robot, we got all these characters coming in. So let's just watch the trailer. Let's talk about it, and let's see how we feel about this. And hopefully Mike joins us after this. But here is the trailer for Creature Commandos.
General Flag. This is Belle Reve. For over 50 years, only those at the uppermost levels are aware of its existence.
Oh.
I thought Congress put a stop to all Task Force X activities.
Congress said we can't use human prisoners. These assholes aren't human.
You smile.
Yes.
Sarcastically?
He's pissing!
Okay, this looks fun.
Great, man.
It's a cartoon, Logan.
Is our
5.
new task force.
Dude, it's got some What We Do in the Shadows vibes.
Robot has sent Nazis back to hell.
I mean, who the fuck? I'm gonna love G.I. Robot. I can already tell you.
M for monster. Also known as...
Yes.
Look at that list. David Harbour.
Oh,
Come
jeez.
on.
Load
Alan
it
Green.
down.
Yeah,
Loaded
he's Frankenstein. The Frankenstein kind of character.
If you would have told me, like right when all this DC shit was kicking off, that the most consistent person in the DC cinematic universe and now animated universe was going to be Viola Davis,
Oh,
I wouldn't have taken that bet. And God bless her, she's still kicking ass, man.
She,
The character itself is having such a big renaissance in the comics. They're kind of the Waller, Amanda Waller is the Wall, if you will. She's kind of the big bad of the DC universe, and Viola Davis, I think, is a big part of that. She's probably been the most consistently liked villain or liked to hate villain within all the DC properties that she showed up on. Very happy she's back to do the voice for this. This is great. This looked really fun.
is this the best way to launch the DC though? What do you think?
Fuck yeah, why not? A bunch of miscreant monsters. It's like this is also how you get away probably with showing animated blood. Maybe I don't know.
I think about
Maybe
that.
it's a little more kid friendly. Although the bride was flicking off the screen, so I take all this back. I don't
It's
know.
it's a finger, Sean. Come on.
It's like their
Clutch your
Harley Quinn. I
pearls.
think it's
Do
like
they
their
teach
Harley
this
Quinn version,
in
right?
elementary school now.
Their
Is
new
this
version.
like curriculum. Yeah,
They did.
She's gonna be
They
Harley
did in
Quinn?
my elementary school.
This is
You
like
went
their
to
new
the school
Harley
hard
Quinn.
knock, I think. Is it?
But
Okay.
Like James Gunn is doing this, but I mean, it's kind of they've already done with Harley Quinn, and they're trying it again with this. Maybe this is like his way of being like, we can do this animated thing very well. But
Yeah.
he
I don't
wrote
know.
it. He wrote the episodes.
They've definitely carved out a niche for themselves in the adult animation space. First with Harley Quinn, now with Kite Man going on.
Kite Man.
They've got Suicide Squad, Isekai. Sorry, I don't remember how you say that word, but that's doing all right. But that's still like an adult kind of focused group, and just more of the same. It's gonna be fun. I mean, you could tell by the music choices and the story beats that were going on there. So.
We're here. We're also on. You're talking about our show ourselves. We're here. We're also on Facebook, and then we're working on. It goes on Rumble afterwards, and we're working on other platforms, Instagram and stuff like that. Rumble, yeah, Rumble.
Where do you want? Where do you want to see us? Where do you want to see us, Neef? Are you usually?
Put it in
Where'd you come to
put
us
it in the
from?
comments.
Usually,
Let us know. Yeah, we'd love to.
we
be
need a
popping up
Twitch
more places.
stream.
Yeah,
Periscope. Are they still periscoping? I don't know.
Twitch stream. I would kill for a Twitch
Patreon.
stream. I think that'd be great.
Patreon. I mean, is Patreon like a
There you
live
go,
streaming
Spence.
thing? I don't
Or
know. We've
Pop
been,
TV.
I
Yeah, get on there.
we've been just doing it here. But I appreciate you. Let us know. Keep us commenting and let us know what you think. Where we should go. We're just keep building. We're at 225, and it'll just keep going. Spencer, do you agree this is a good start to the DC projects moving forward, or do you think again that James Gunn should hit it hard with like a feature film version like Superman or something before you start dropping more animated projects? They've been more successful and along the way as it has been.
I mean, I'm sure there's been an entire team of people that have been discussing this for a very long time. They spent a lot of money to analyze all of this. But me, the average consumer who knows nothing about that, I don't know, man. At first, I was a little skeptical, but now thinking about it, I think they've got just like kind of a bad record right now. So maybe easing people into this new world is going to be better than like hitting them full force with like a whole new Superman. I don't know. Audience backlash a lot, so it's a hard one. I get that. And I think this is going to be received well. I think it's going to kind of put DC's animation also kind of back into like a fun, good storyline, stuff that has a little bit more depth to it, which is the stuff that I feel like we watched as kids more so, and we're getting out of like, 90 X-Men 97 and stuff like that. So hopefully that's where things are going back. I think it's going to be good.
Are you going to watch this?
I'm happy. I'm definitely going to watch this.
Yeah.
I think it's going to do well.
Yeah, I think this is to that point about like this James Gunn stuff. This is probably like the easiest path to start James Gunn stuff, right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm losing everybody. Okay, we're back. He's not rushing a movie out. He's taking his time with Superman. He's taking his time with the other projects he's announced. And like this was kind of like a nice. I think it's an easy, low stakes thing because the audience is already there. Again, DC has already had some hit animated adult shows. It's right in line with this. I think it's the path of least resistance to get something going in that James Gunn, what's the name of the phase 1 he talked about a long time ago? Gods and Monsters or something like
Monsters.
that.
Yeah, I think it's Gods and Monsters.
Gods and Monsters, right? Yeah. So there's the monster part, and then everything else is going to be gods, I guess. And
They should just call this Monster Squad. Wolfman's got nards, guys. Wolfman's got nards.
the only thing that felt really weird to me, and good riff. That was a great callback there, Brian.
People probably know that
how many people caught that.
1982 movie. Yeah.
Super obscure. Everyone loved that comment. That's like the only thing I thought was weird. It was like Task Force M for monsters. It's like, all right, we got it. We know what the fuck that was going to be. But it's a trailer, man. They did their best.
We get you, yeah. I'm happy they dropped this this week, and of course we haven't seen anything for this yet, so we're finally getting some kind of like footage of something that James Gunn's been working on. Of course, yes, progress moving forward. We know we're shooting Peacemaker as well. That's not going to connect. It's going to be a whole different kind of thing too. I'm interested to see what we can get from that too. Mike, again, you saw the trailer. You were excited about it. You said this looks good. You're excited 100%. Is this something you're going to check out day one, and you think that a lot of people will flock to this and gravitate to this? Or do you think this is one of those things that people are just like, it's a cartoon. Is this really what we want from DC right now?
I was happy that my internet started working right as the DC logo came up onto the screen. I was like, oh, please let this be the beginning of the trailer, not the end of the trailer. And I got lucky. Paul Kersey in the chat thinks that they should have done a live action show. I don't know. We got to look at what DC's batting average has been, and in the animation game arena, they've been a lot more consistent than I think in the live action arena. What blew me away just off the bat, this is my first exposure to this at all, Brian. What blew me away is just looking at these animation styles.
Nice.
Like there's a lot of love going on here. I was trying to think, is it just my imagination, or are they really like trying to give us a whole melange of different? Because I'm seeing like different eras of animation from the 90s. I'm seeing more stylized 2000s kind of stuff. I'm seeing that hyper detailed
I do like the detail, you're right.
anime influence.
Awesome.
Like there's a bunch of very different and distinct styles, and it seems like they're just slapping them at us willy-nilly, and it's really cool. It looks like
Terminator kind of too,
incredibly sexy animation.
And 90s Batman.
Nice Batman, which is that Cape Crusader again with the female penguin too. It's the same. Batman Beyond was so good. I wish we get more. I want live action Batman Beyond, guys. Cast me. I'm ready for it. Or actually, Spencer would be a good freaking. That should be fucking great.
Give me Terry McGinnis. Fucking.
Yeah, Spencer would be fucking great.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And Brian, also this cast. I mean, I'm rewatching Stranger Things right now. David Harbour is a powerhouse. He is he's like one of the sickest actors around right now. I mean, Steve Agee, clearly they've and these aren't just great comedians. These are great comedians that have soul and have dramatic depth. So I really see the potential of this series as being sky high, and in some ways maybe a response to the challenge that was presented to DC by X-Men 97.
Yeah, and I think when that hit, everyone was like, okay, let's really put more. They were planning all these things before though too. Same thing, this was planned. Cape Crusader was planned. Of course, DC had pawned it off and Amazon picked it up and then they did it themselves. So these things were planned in the works for a long time, which I'm surprised that that
has to be so frustrating. It has to be so frustrating when you've got a partially created project and you're shopping it around and you're saying, no, guys, this is good. This is going to be really good. Just give me the money. The team is assembled. I can't imagine that level of frustration.
Algorithm.
Of course, there'll probably be some hot toys and stuff, but they have to.
Oh God, there's gotta be toys. Oh, I'm buying GI Robot right away. Speaking of which, if you haven't read it, wonderful. Junkyard Joe is a Ghost Machine property. Was produced by Image Comics. They're putting out a toy of him by Mezco. It looks great. Jeff Johns wrote it. Gary Frank did the art. You'll love it. Anywho, they announced this shit January 2023.
Yeah.
It's been that long since we knew that Creature Commandos was part of this phase 1, this Gods and Monsters thing. And here we are, right? So, what, a year? That's 18 months? right?
It's a long time, but it takes a long time to animate these
17
things too. They
months?
they had
I
just
know.
signed the cast on at that point too, and
Oh,
it's like,
sure.
and so it just takes time. The cats probably did their voiceover a long freaking time ago, but I'm excited. I think it does look cool. It's kind of got an edgy look to it coming to Max. Is it gonna be branded as HBO now? Everything's getting branded as HBO now. They're getting rid of Max. You know, fuck Max. You know what I mean? Like it should have been always HBO. It's home box office for life. That's all I'm saying. But Creature Commandos is coming. I'm excited. I think we're excited. Hopefully you are too. And Mike, I am not letting you go on this. We waited. We're gonna come back. Now it's time, Mike. You can't
I sabotaged my router to avoid this. Oh no.
Mike. The question is, are you ready for your hot takes?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Logan doesn't even realize how often Logan's run comes up on this show.
All the time.
Just saying. But this is my time, Logan. This is not your time. So I'm gonna hide your comment, and Mike, I'm gonna get my hot takes.
Get your frothy on. Get ready. Get stoked. Get super. Get bombastic and get over the top and get happy and go lucky and all the bananas. All right, here we go, man.
Okay. Okay. The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol, Glenn's Head, back again, Negan strikes back, Revenge of Lucille, #where the hell is Herschel? Teamsters and Disney cast make labor deals as video game actors head to strike. The next Kingdom Hearts game, we see an AI voiced Donald Duck getting the Jimmy Hoffa treatment. Hey, but at least now he can afford some pants. Is Krapopolis any good? How are we 4 seasons into this? I don't know. Silo's coming back. Great. Keep pumping out that sick sci-fi, Apple. Jordan Peele scaring rubes with professional-grade silicone prosthesis. Yes, please. Longlegs, Parasite. Okay, Netflix. Next, we're going to do Tapeworm. The Tick. Who would watch The Tick? Wait, no, that was a good idea. Just make it creepy. Fantastic Four. First steps out of movie jail. The bar is low, but you guys are still on probation. Sorry, Penguin, can't gender swap you. They don't make tuxedos for ladies.
Oh.
All right. I think it's good enough. Got it, Mike, got it.
Thank you. Still feels good. The hearts.
Feel good, Mike.
The cuddly hug, smiley face with the blushing cheeks. It still feels good.
Great hot takes, Mike. Great hot takes.
You.
Somebody was reading a script.
it happens.
I didn't know we got scripts for this.
I mean,
doing improv the whole time.
People write scripts.
Brian spends hours writing this. He never sent you a script. He sent Sean and me a script for our hot takes.
But you didn't get a script? What the fuck?
Great. I think I started the poll now. You decide. Now it's been a little gap in between the hot takes, but you decide who wins hot takes. Please vote it up right now because it is hump day.
Love this commentary in the chat. This is great.
Makes more sense for a duck not to wear pants. You're right, Paul.
Sure.
I mean, ducks don't need pants.
It's tough to argue against that.
Don't need no stinking pants. Spencer, have you seen anything like? Because of course the strikes are going on, the video game stuff. Has that affected Hollywood at all? Do you see people picketing yet?
I
Bar
see.
Queen.
You're right by Burbank Studios.
I see lots of Instagram posts about picketing and people getting together to picket, but I haven't seen too much yet. But I have to go downtown tonight, so we'll see. Might be seeing, a nice crowd out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's very understandable. So
the video game stuff is crazy. I'm just like surprised it took like this long for us to actually get to this point. To be like, hey, let's maybe strike because we've been trying to negotiate for 2 years. It never goes that long. It's just insane to me. I don't know why they let it go this long. They're like, video games don't matter. Like video game voices do matter. And I would say they're probably the people that are most apt to be like actually replaced by AI too.
We're done.
Because it's so easy.
We're done.
100%.
There's no.
100%.
Dude, you can the
we're
show.
done.
Hey, Groovy,
Like-
let's go. It's so simple for that shit.
I just don't see it. Like actors have the goodwill of the people that are attached to the names that provide them a lot of leeway at the negotiating table. Like when you can just steal the AI voice of some kid that's doing a great job, but he's chosen to go non-union because that's provided a more lucrative path for him than going union. Like, you're just gonna get bought out at way less than the amount of money that these organizations are going to make from the the profit that they gain from using these actors' voices. But I just don't see this as winning in the long term, unfortunately.
Because it goes into
And
that's the thing, it just keeps going and going and going, and so they can pay you off like $1,000, 200, sometimes like $500, $800 they pay out, and that's it. And then
Brian,
they just, take
you and I
your voice
are both signed voice acting contracts, and we try to do our best to say, like, to vet it to make sure that they don't have more rights than we want to give away for the amount that we're being compensated. But I mean, even can you trust them to stick to that, or not just change the legalese to something different in the future to say, oh, you did give away these rights? Like, it's hard. I really don't like having this take on this particular topic, but I see the voice actors as getting steamrolled, particularly in the video game industry.
Constantly.
Yeah, I mean,
I know, Peppy. Constantly, man. And it's just like, for me, I know people are saying in the chat, I saw Logan said in the chat, like, of course, actors are very replaceable, but if we work in the business too, and it's like, it's tough. It's not true. Like, we bring so much to this, like, as humanity, we can bring to a character is a lot different than AI. Of course, it's getting better and better and better, but I just think that we have to fight to keep this as a profession, as we said multiple times, as opposed to being a part-time gig for somebody else. It's not going to happen, Spencer's saying. Spencer, this job's not going away, man. It's not gonna go away. It's got to stay, right? We gotta be safe about it's gonna stay.
Are you kidding me? It is such a, and video games are, just getting bigger and bigger. The worlds are just getting bigger, and like, and there's endless games, you know what I mean? And there is so much money that goes into video games, and so many people are not paid the proper amount for what they do. It is.
Yeah, it's not just the actors by any means, right?
No. It's the artists for sure. But I mean, that's not what we're talking about. But yeah, man. I mean, it's just kind of all across the board. But I digress.
Yeah, I get it. I just hope that the actual voiceover actors and the video game contract gets resolved fast, but I just don't think it will. What will it shut down? Well, video games. It's not going to affect them right now until like games that are in development, and that's not going to be as effective as the last strike was for TV, film, and all of that. We'll have to wait and see where it goes. But I'm going to keep following. We'll keep talking about it for sure as it develops here in Hollywood. Not going to stop. Not going to stop. But we will stop. We will stop the vote right now because we do have a winner for hot takes, everybody. So I'm going to end the poll right now, and I can tell you very, very certain there is a Hump Day July, last Hump Day July winner of hot takes. The hot take master has evolved into wearing his crown, and now he stands before you as the hot humpy man. I'm going to stop
Drag it out. We got to stretch.
Peppy won this week.
Our winner of hot takes tonight is, everybody, the Brainiac himself, Mr. Mike Casey. Mike, congratulations.
Man,
it's rigged.
It's not fair.
Just take the W, man. Just take the W.
Great job, Mike.
I'll take it. Thanks, guys. We put in a little effort. It doesn't. I mean, I know it doesn't look like we put in a lot of effort.
You cheated. First
Spencer,
of all, you cut yourself out, and then you waited to go in.
Since when is cheating not effort? Like, it all goes into the W column.
Valid argument.
Yeah.
This is America, Spencer. I think you know how it works.
That's a good point.
Thanks.
Count the votes. Count the votes.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, round of applause for you all. Great hot takes. Great hot takes. Great hot takes.
Oh, Tim, we're getting Tim back on. I'm watching Tim's hot takes. I'm ready.
Peppy, are you happy to see that Tim's here?
Oh, my hair, man.
All right, man.
He does not care.
Sorry, man. Peppy is a little asshole sometimes. He just really is.
Denzel for Kang?
We want Denzel for Kang too, but I think he's gone, Peppy. I'm sorry.
It ain't happening.
I don't think it's happening. But great hot takes, cross board. Great hot takes, everybody. Thank you for being here. And we're talking about a lot of comic book stuff, of course, tonight. But there's one thing that's continuing to get on people's minds, and that is The Boys. And The Boys has been big numbers for this next season. There's one season left. The big finale is coming. But we have a spinoff already happening with Gen V. There's another spinoff coming on top of that. And now a new, that Mexico, The Boys in Mexico is happening, but a new one on top of that is happening too. And that I got to talk about. So everybody, now it's time for us to get into it. Come on. Let's get into it. Is this good? Is this bad? What should happen? Vought Rising is coming. That's right. Jensen Ackles is coming back to be Soldier Boy. That's right. We're getting a prequel series to The Boys moving forward with Soldier Boy and Stormfront. Now, this is interesting too because Stormfront was, oh my God, she's good. She did a great job. I think she did a great job in The Boys. Fucking hated her, but she did a great job. See, if you hate her that much, you know that person's doing a great job. Just like Homelander, Anthony Starr, I fucking hate him as Homelander, but I fucking love him. When he sucks on that nipple of milk, I love it. It's great. You know, that's all I'm saying. It's good for him.
Specifically? Okay. All right.
That's one point. You know what I mean? But now they're saying this coming forward, of course, a prequel series, a twisted murder mystery about the origins of Vought in the 1950s, early exploits of Soldier Boy, and the diabolical maneuvers of this soup known to fans as Stormfront. That's what they said coming forward as they announced this at Comic-Con. And of course, she's going to start off as Claire Vought, and then she'll eventually become Stormfront in this. I guess they were married too. I did not realize this. I guess maybe I missed this when I was watching The Boys, but they're going to dive into that universe too of them being married before everything goes to fucking shitstorm. But Soldier Boy was such a big part last year.
Goes the shitstorm. Nice.
I didn't realize I did that shit. I didn't realize I did that shit. I loved when Soldier Boy came on. He's kind of a little bitch, I know, but he's a great little bitch. Like, he's America's bitch. And I think that what they brought, of course, Jensen brought this. I think he's a great job what he did. He made him feel something that I guess the comics didn't really bring. The graphic novels didn't bring. Spencer knows this very well. So I'm going to diverge to him.
Completely different character.
We're gonna go. I imagine both you and Sean, Spencer and Sean know a lot about this world. So I'm going to divide to the comic book people here. So I'm going to go to Spencer first. And Spencer, you hear about this? I know. I'm excited. I think this is a great idea. You're going back and finding out the first team. We're going back to the World War time. We're going back in history. I think it's a great idea. We saw most of these characters as older characters, kind of like in Watchmen. We're going to go back and see them in their prime. I think it's a great idea if we're going to make a show. What do you think, Spencer? Can they make this great? And are you happy about what they've done with, of course, they don't with all of the original cast right now? And will that transition into a new prequel series for you?
I will watch The Boys forever. It's fantastic. All the spin-offs are going to be great as long as it stays within the same kind of like theme and ballpark, which I think it will. Kripke is fantastic. I mean, I also think this is kind of just like
The
honestly,
girls.
I think this is him kind of bringing over Jared Padalecki. I think Jared Padalecki is going to be in this, and they're going to do. I don't know. I really hope they make a Marathon Man and a Flash, and then just kind of bring those characters back. Also, it's not in the comics, but Jensen Ackles drops in the show for a minute that Stormfront and him created Herogasm.
Oh yeah,
and that's going to be which is not what happens in the comic, but it's going to be a great moment. Obviously, it's going to be in the show, and I think it's going to be just way more balls to the walls. I don't know, 50s, 60s, 70s, fucking sucking. Sorry, don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I did.
you can say whatever you want. It's Kruse Control, man.
They're sucking.
Hey, great job.
It's Wednesday. Come on.
It's hump day.
On the note of Soldier Boy, yeah, he's a total bitch in the comics. And
he pisses pants all the time like this.
Just funny. It's he's pissing his pants. Hit me.
It's worse.
Killed, and they try to bring him back, and he's just like a fucking husk of a human. He's nothing. He is just so nothing in the comics. He's a joke. And honestly, like a sex doll for Homelander at some point. You know what I mean? But yeah, Jensen Ackles totally redoes it, makes him this, ridiculous, overly machismo American, 60s male or whatever. I love the way he does it, but I think the show's ability to take the source material and rewrite it in a still just as equally of a fun dynamic, and it's provocative, and then they just keep little aspects too that the comic book readers are like, oh, this is okay, awesome, this is so intelligent,
Yeah.
So
we're doing
I'm
this
loving it.
now. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So to take it over to you, Sean.
You guys should battle it out. You should really battle it out right now, I think. But Sean, are you excited like Spencer is? This is not. This is Kruse Control. I need to make like a duel thing. I'll make a duel segment here. It's time for a duel.
I'd prefer you didn't.
We're gonna do it. It's gonna happen. Michael, help me with some AI music.
I agree. I'm very excited for this. I think this is going to be great. 1950s is right in that later era of the golden age of comics, beginning of the silver age comics. A lot of good stuff there. Things were a little more goofy. Superman couldn't fly back then. There's a lot of leaping.
What? He wasn't flying?
Yeah.
Not able to leap.
Able to leap.
Single bound.
You got it. Yeah. What I appreciate with The Boys, and we've talked about this before, is The Boys comics was a reflection of modern comics at that time that it came out. The Boys, as a television show on Amazon, obviously, is a reflection of the Snyderverse, the MCU, modern superhero movies. And taking that and adapting it into that, of course, you're going to take a character like Soldier Boy he was pretty much a sex doll. It was pretty Spencer's gross.
Like, yep.
How he was misused and abused. Yeah, because it was like, he'd have sex with Homelander, and then Homelander would be like, "Get the fuck away from me! You're disgusting." And it would ruin. Oh my god! Oh yeah. This
is so funny.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were fucking with us, Spencer. He really
he's not. No, he's not his dad. To be fair, he's not his dad in the comics.
What?
So we don't even have that angle. We don't have to mention that word. But
what the fuck? You're blowing my mind.
Soldier Boy. Of course, you're evoking the Captain America first Avenger.
Would you fuck me?
Right, like all that propaganda film that started off, and how that Marvel movie worked. Like Jensen Ackles has taken that, and even I think today, or maybe even like in the last 2 days or something, the Vought channel on YouTube even released a found footage little promo that Soldier Boy did, and they've done such a good job, I would say.
I love their viral marketing.
Yeah, no, they've done fantastic at building out and oh my god, the Deep and his audiobooks and his all that shit is wonderful. and they built the Boys into such just like every facet of where they could have taken this kind of story and thrown it against the corporate, America's problems with corporations and, greed and, superhero worship and messiah complexes and all that shit. And they've just masterfully done it. And I'm actually pretty happy, and I'm fine that it's ending next season. I'm totally not upset about that. No sarcasm there, because they're going to go out the way they want to. And again, when you're announcing things like The Boys Mexico and Vought Rise and Gen V, we don't know where season 2 is going to take. There's so much. This is the new Walking Dead. I mean, when you think about it,
calm down.
Calm down.
Don't say that.
But it's a chance to do Walking Dead right. Okay? And maybe it's not 12 seasons where you lose Rick, you lose Michonne, whatever.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of death in next season. There's going to be a lot to like there. And I think there's still, again, you created a great universe. There's stories. We don't know how they do taxes in The Boys.
Don't know.
There's all, that's a running thing, Spencer. I
the
really
Boys do taxes.
I gotta get some shtick going like
that. Who do they use? Who do they use? They have a corporation, right? Or they have a group?
I don't know. But there's
who knows?
And even how they've done Paul Reiser's character on the Boys, and what he was in the comic books, that character was still they've planted so many seeds. This can go on for as long as they want it to, and as long as the quality, I hope, and the audience is willing to pay attention to it. But for now, they're feeding us these little dips and drips with viral marketing stuff, and
I love it.
Posts, and you're allowed to speculate, and new audiences are finding the work and being like, "What the fuck is this? Tech Knight is having sex with an asteroid? What are we watching here? What are we reading here?"
What's happening?
Go read the book, kids. But yeah, there's a lot to love here. Very excited for the Boys prequel.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be great. I think this like makes the most sense in this universe is like go back and find out with this first team.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
Mhm.
I mean, they announced it, and you already have Jensen attached. You already have him. You've established a character. You know, they also say he's coming back for the next season as a bigger part. He wasn't in this last season. Well, he did a little part, little piece this last season. Little teaser,
little post credit
But
scene.
they acted like we didn't know he was still alive. We knew he was still alive, but I guess it was Homelander finding it out.
Don't
which
forget.
is a big thing.
That was it.
Don't forget he is still here. Which I love. They do that before episodes. They'll show you people that you haven't seen in a long time just to tease and remember. Like, oh, this character's in the show still. I love when they do that shit. Mike, what do you think? We're going back in time. The Boys already has the Boys, original OG Boys. We got OG Boys. We got Young Gen Boys. Now we got Mexico Boys coming, and now we got now they got Old Boys coming. Do you think the Old Boys production will be the best, or do you think this is like not the route to go for the Boys moving forward?
This is an IP explosion. We've been asking for fresh IP from like 0.6 seconds after the very beginning of Kruse Control. Like that's the thing. We got a couple
episodes later.
Couple of new people in the chat. Like we're like, guys, quit beating the same ass IP into the ground. Could you please expand some existing IP? And we had like. Well, we said we want fresh IP, but you know, the Boys is the newest IP since the dawn of Kruse Control that has really kind of tried to expand. So in the guise of that expansion, let me police you and Sean for a second. Sean, I believe that Superman learned to fly during the golden age of comics. I believe he'd been during the silver age. He'd been flying for around a decade.
I said in the late golden age, right before. Like it's fine. All right, that's fine. Fuck. Okay. Take my badge.
I'll take my police baton off of your skull for a moment and focus in on Brian, who said a moment ago, and you guys can look back in the YouTube,
algorithm
thing. He said, "What was this?" He said, I really like Soldier Boy. I really relate to him as a character. He's totally America's bitch." And I was like, huh. I gotta isolate this.
I'm kind of America's bitch enough. I'm hosting a show on YouTube, so I'm kind of America's bitch. That's all I'm saying. I'm kind of America's bitch now.
It makes sense that you would relate. This is your choice. You said, okay, I've always wanted to be America's bitch.
And so here I am hosting a YouTube show.
We all
and that's
knew
what it goes. But I wish I had superpowers like him. At least I'd be better later. That'd be fucking great. You know, I'd love to fucking be able to blast shit on my chest. That'd be awesome. You know, but I can't blast shit on my chest, unfortunately. Maybe one day, but not today. Today is not. It
would be helpful on a Wednesday. You could be blasting things out of everywhere.
Blasting
and
shit on my.
John and I went on to explain who the character really was.
And that blew my mind.
Oh, no,
that's not me. That's not me.
You're gonna want to walk that back. You're gonna want to.
I am not that guy. I am not that guy. I'm not.
I was wondering a little bit. I was like,
Brian, like this, getting in there.
This show is like in terms of like middle of the road, like pop culture, like sexual assault is pretty like. It's there. It's present in the Boys. So it's not surprising to me at all that it maybe is slightly even more prevalent in the comics.
I'm not shocked by this news, but I am surprised. I just didn't know that that's what Soldier Boy was. I thought that Soldier Boy was still a little bit more like Mr. America, but not like Mr. America's bitch. Yes, I did not. I had no idea. But you know, this is going to be great. I think it's a great idea. What Amazon has done with the actual character, I think, is fantastic. And diving into Stormfront, who again caused a shitstorm the last season, and she was fantastic.
Who's also
great actor.
Very different in the comics. As a male,
completely different in the comics.
Was it a male? Was it male?
Oh yeah.
So they weren't married. It's just a lie. They weren't married in the comics. This is a new thing. I thought they were married in the comics. So this is a new thing. They're twisting it up. So in this, they're married. Wow.
Reinventing thing. They're taking things. It's still the ethos of Boys, like just all throughout it.
I know,
Peppy.
No, continue.
Sean,
Peppy.
I wanted to respond to something that Sean
Fuck you, Peppy.
said.
Tell me more.
Why are we taking notes?
One more. I would take it back to that.
Kruse, are we in court?
Is it depend? Is this what gave it away? Because I forget things.
I'm so
There's
defensive.
too many things
Okay,
to
go ahead.
remember.
What is it? What
Yeah.
is it? What did I fuck up now?
I'm
crazy.
This is not a criticism. This is a comment, Sean. The comment is that yeah, the production team behind The Boys is like really kind of expanding out into a lot of areas. I like the animated series, like the Baby's Day Out short.
Diabolical.
Like
Yep.
that stuff was super funny and interesting, and I enjoyed it. And I'm just wondering if this is because I mean I know Seth Rogen was very involved in the production of this series.
Correct.
If because we have people that are on the executive end of this series that are you could say true believers, people that love it or are interested in it for the art, are they not necessarily like as interested in the like just recycling the cash into the thing, but they see the utility in like exploring it in a bunch of ways, like see what if we actually
what else we
give
can do
back
with
to
it.
the community, if we give back to the community what we love about this, like if that
Yeah.
actually helps the project even in a capitalistic kind of way.
I'm glad that you brought up the Seth Rogen of it all, because what he's done with Preacher and what he's done with Invincible and what he's done here, like, yes, like there are definitely times where it's like a more faithful adaptation makes sense for the medium, like Invincible. Preacher was a little bit picks and choose. He definitely hit and was
Yeah, it was a
faithful
little
to
hit
a
or
lot of
miss.
like the larger characters. Yeah, but I still enjoyed it. I understood what they were doing, but like, yeah, you have a guy that like recognizes the creative value of these original pieces of art, these stories, and kind of helping them through, making them digestible, I guess, to a Hollywood audience, someone that's used to that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think that's very fair. I think there's a lot of credence and a lot of respect given to people that are very more out there with their nerdery or their being a geek about something and being like it's cool to like something again. Used to have to
Give
hold that
them
shit.
the power. We get good media. We get good
I agree, man.
culture. We get good. People have good feelings after that. It's a good thing for everyone. It makes me irritated that nerds don't have the power all the time.
I get it, Mike. I totally get it. And nerds run the nation. They really do, man. They really run the nation.
Half the time.
I tell you what, though, the big nerd debate right now for a long time is, does Deadpool and Wolverine save the MCU? We're going to find out. So I'm taking Deadpool to Kruse Court. Let's go.
Oh.
Woo! $500 million Deadpool and Wolverine has made. $500 million at a $200 million budget after like the first opening weekend. It's crazy. They broke multiple records. The highest grossing R-rated movie, of course, they beat Deadpool before that, which of course that was going to happen because Deadpool has been dominating the R-rated movie thing. The biggest debut ever this year for a movie. And this keeps breaking records. The money keeps stacking up, and it's a big win for them. It's taking Marvel over like I think it's like $30 billion. It's some crazy line. They made so much money at their box office, and Deadpool Wolverine is causing all these crazy people to go nuts. People love it. I love it. I think they did a great job with this. I do miss Professor X in this movie. I do miss Professor X. But we're going to go to the Kruse Court. I'll have my verdict at the end. I want to go around the table. I want to talk to everybody what they think about Deadpool Wolverine. Do they save the Marvel Universe? Or is this just another movie that maybe gets people incentivized to go back to watch one more? That is the question. So I'm going to go around the Kruse Court. We're going to find out right now. So I'm going to start with Mr. Casey. Mike. Do you promise? Give me your oath. Do you promise the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you, Mike, and Kruse Court?
I promise that I thank God that you put me first in this discussion, Brian.
Of course I did. Mike saw the movie today. Mike, does Deadpool Wolverine save the MCU? And was this everything you expected from the movie? Spoiler alert, it's happening. Tell me the truth, Mike!
So that's the spoiler alert. They did accomplish something. They accomplished that, like, R-rated movies are for kids now. I think that's what this $500 million number shows you, is that they're just kind of, is that the children like to say the F word now, I guess. Like, I don't know. I watched it today. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I had a good time. The plot was like pretty dang thin. The villains were like, aside from whatever fan service and comic book references existed there, like not a lot of juice there, guys. And I shouldn't be criticizing at this level. This is not what Kruse Court's for. It's fine. It's fine. Give him a pass. It was fun. It was probably better than, it was probably the best Deadpool movie, and it's got Hugh Jackman. He's an Australian. There was a 25% joke hit rate, and I think that's pretty good for the sheer number of jokes. So I was happy.
How much they were thrown out there, yeah.
There was so many jokes, Mike. There were so many jokes, so many one-liners, so many references to their own lives, him stepping down, their own lives, about how Hugh Jackman's divorced, about, Blake Lively, the bye thing in the beginning. I laughed so much. People are saying it's the best intro ever for a movie in general, and maybe the best ever for a Marvel movie. I think it was great. It's also dealt with the Logan thing very quickly. Like, okay, we're gonna shit on that shit, kind of, but we're gonna respect it.
Your Honor, they were aping that,
yes.
The scene from, I think, that Kingsman, the first Kingsman movie. Is Colin Firth, like, murders a church full of people? Is that it?
The best fight scene in all of the film.
Yeah, exactly. And then they've kind of been trying to relive that in a few other movies since then. But I think that Deadpool was kind of really, they wanted that was what they had posted on the vision board the whole time.
Yeah. Brian, I see what you've done here with this scene. Very, very nice. Very good job, yes.
Hey, we're in court. We're in court, man.
Yeah,
we're in court. You can approach the bench. You can approach the bench.
Oh, Jesus.
I appreciate you.
Wow.
As the court court man, the judge, whatever. But okay, but Mike's right. Like, there was a lot of fan service. There was a lot of like inside jokes. There was, I would say the plot was not the strongest, but seeing Hugh Jackman and seeing Deadpool one-on-one was the catch, was what was getting people to the theater. I think that's what it was. So Sean, I'm putting you on the stand, man, right now. I want the truth. I want the whole truth. I want nothing but the truth. So help me, Sean. So Sean, do you promise? Do you promise to tell me the truth and that's it? And you're in Kruse Court. You got to tell me the truth. It's real life, man. It's real life. It's truth. Okay. Did you think Deadpool saved the MCU? I want the truth.
No. It was a fine movie. As Mike said, yes, it was very thin. There was not a lot of heart to it. It was a ton of meta shit. It was a lot of like inside base kind of humor and jokes there that, like, if you watch this episode of this show, or you knew, like, this kind of like
Jay Tatum.
It was okay. Channing Tatum.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, you want me to respond to Channing Tatum? Damn it, that's fine. It was great. This was not the savior of Marvel, and I think that was almost like a red herring that they threw at us in the marketing early, right? You expected them to do this. He called himself Marvel Jesus, all this Disney talk. Feige won't let us do cocaine. Ha ha ha. This was not the resurgence that Marvel really needed. What did it do? It brought two of the most popular characters over from Sony and gave them to Marvel, and that's fantastic. These two characters are already doing children's story time at Disney World. That happened the same day this movie
immediately.
So
I saw that.
Keep that in mind. I saw the clip and I go, what the hell are we living in? This world is that thin. But it gave us a few things to like. What it was a swan song and an appreciation for the Sony era of superhero films. Were they great? No. Was it something that we have needed closure on for the past 20 years? Absolutely. I love the inclusion of Elektra in this. Her little dig at Ben Affleck was brilliant. It was beautiful. Daredevil? It's okay. It's really fine. They divorced. It was fantastic. But they got legacy. They got meaning again. And the fact that mid-credit scene was done to that Green Day song, you understood, at that point, I understood what the fuck the point of the movie was, right? It was to say, hey, this shit sucked from Sony, and I'm sorry that we had to do this, but look at how cool it was at that time. And this shit existed so that now we can have the Marvel. And now we can have, hopefully, a course-corrected DC universe. It gave respect to the characters and all the time and effort and manpower that went into building those worlds with the best intentions and not necessarily the best scripts or the best actors or the best special effects, but by golly, they fucking tried. And so you have to appreciate that. And I once I saw that, it kind of made sense to me. The bye dance, I almost was like, what the fuck are we, this is the next 2 hours of my life, is it? I loved
it. I loved it.
It was just, they threw so much at you, and it was so quick-witted and so many things. This also gave us so many like things that we've wanted to see forever. A comic accurate Hugh Jackman costume for Wolverine.
Did you cry? Did you cry, Sean? A manly tear?
When he put the cowl on. When he put the cowl on, you went.
When he pulls the damn thing, and I was like, of course they're holding it until he murders all the Deadpool variants.
That was great. It. And then his side-scrolling thing like it.
Sandra Nova, probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. I thought she did great with that for little screen time that she got. They had some very
little screen time. It was kind of for a good villain like that. It's
yeah. They kind of wasted her, and then they're like, "We're gonna put you in a machine, and then you're gonna become noodles later." Merry Christmas, I guess. But again, still a very nice introduction to Cassandra Nova, and that building that ethos of her character and dichotomy against Charles Xavier. So, no, we did not save Marvel.
That's true. You think they were laying groundwork with that, Sean?
I mean, I think so. I think it's like it's recognizing the fact that, hey, Magneto meant something, Charles Xavier meant something to these movies. They were probably some of your favorites, memories. Like, this was just like nostalgia bait left and right with all these cameras, cameos and stuff. And so I think a lot of that was like, oh, you've accepted Charles Xavier, a man who can read your mind by going like this. Mm-hmm. Well, had someone just a little bit like her and has to stick her hand in your craw to get all the memories. And just beautifully comic book accurate. I just before go to Patreon and look up the exact issue or whatever. But I enjoyed the movie. It's not to save Marvel. Marvel has a lot of work to do.
It's fun still.
They've laid a lot of groundwork to get better and hopefully improve. And I know we're going to talk about some other stuff later, so I don't want to get too much into it. But no, this did not solve or save Marvel. Marvel still has to work hard, but this gave a fitting tribute and fitting ending to the Fox 20th Century Studios era of movies. And
I love that Wesley Snipes came forward and said, "Hey, I got a text from Ryan Reynolds, and I was like, what about? Hey, would you want to do this?" And he said that we never were angry at each other, we never hated each other. And I'm like, there was this whole thing. It was all decades of jokes. And I'm like, was it or not? But he's like, they'll never go for it anyway. So yeah, if you make it happen, I'll go for it. And then he's like, I was shocked that Disney said yes to me coming back to be Blade, which
they know Blade's never coming out.
Yeah, Blade's and he actually made a joke. He said, "I'm the only Blade that'll ever exist," or some shit during it. I was like, "Oh shit, Mahershala Ali's fucking pissed right now."
He gave him the classic line, right? The motherfucker's still trying to ice skate uphill. Beautiful to hear that
line he improv in the first movie. You know?
Yeah, and Channing Tatum was great. I actually had no notes. I'm glad that he got that out of his system.
Yeah, and in case nobody knows, like Channing Tatum,
something good came out of it. Sean,
Channing Tatum wanted to do that years ago. He wanted to direct it, wanted to write it, he wanted to be. He worked in that Cajun accent for like a year when he was trying to direct it.
That's gonna make me cry.
You need a little bit more work. That's fair.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite joke of the movie.
Maybe he handed up a little bit for this, but he still wanted to do that so bad, and it happened.
Of all the reveals, I would say like the Channing Tatum gambit was probably my favorite. The Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, that was fun. That was fine.
Oh, yeah, it was great. I knew he was going to say Flame On. I knew immediately he was going to say Flame On. I knew because we talked about how many times. As soon as I saw him, I go, all the rumors are true because there were rumors about how it's going to be like Johnny Storm. There was going to be Blade that came out later. Elektra 100% was already said, and there was a rumor about Gambit. And I'm like, oh, it's all fucking true. So I knew as soon as I saw Johnny, I'm like, oh, they're all coming. And then when I saw him, I'm like, oh yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah, we talked about it. People, some of our feeds have been blown up about that shit in the past. It's crazy.
Okay.
Oh, really? People are going back through the catalog?
Going back, and they've been like our chats about those like months ago.
I like that. Okay. Was Matthew McConaughey the voice of the
Yes.
Western Deadpool? Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep,
Right.
he was.
I thought so.
And Ryan Reynolds' kid was actually one of the Deadpool kids that like says like sucking a dick or hitting a dick or something. I remember some of that. But Spencer, you haven't had a chance to talk, man. So I need the truth from you too, man. Get on the stand. Tell us how you believe. Does Deadpool and Wolverine save the MCU? I want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you, Spencer. Tell me the truth.
I'm a liar. I'll start with that. Gosh, man, did it save everything? What a question. Honestly,
She-Hulk.
Did it put people in seats? Yeah, clearly. Clearly, it has done that, and it's maybe evidence that you don't need as much as you thought you did to put people in seats. Sometimes it's just a quippy one-liner and two actors that everybody fucking knows. I don't know. I will tell you, I loved the film. It was so quippy and funny, and like every joke landed for me. But it was, to me, like very clear that it's not going to land for everybody. And definitely a movie for the fans, which is the best way to do a third movie. It's a good send-off. It is. I think a lot of people were unfortunately expecting, at least. Thank you. Didn't appreciate that. I think a lot of people were expecting like an Avengers-esque coming together of worlds, and I think we're all still waiting to see that, especially with like Doctor Strange and like Convergence, and we're still waiting to see all of it really come together. And I think that's just their shtick. They're waiting to do that perfectly and in the right way. I did think Deadpool was going to be a good way to do that, and they really just ended up dropping that little note of like, what's the anchor being, right?
Yeah.
And so to me, like at the end of the day, like that's the only note of like something you need to take home. You know what I mean? That there are anchor beings that affect timelines, right? So, but I don't know. It was great overall. It was very well done. It didn't. I don't know. People are definitely going to go see a lot of the shit that's moving forward. I think Deadpool, and then what we're about to talk about after this.
Mm-hmm.
I think
it's all going to tie
Deadpool
together.
has started that wave or trend to get the audience kind of prepared and in that seat for the best possible result of that reaction, which is a weird thing to do, but we'll see how it goes.
What? Sorry, I
I
want to
agree,
address. There were so many kids
Yes,
in
please
my
approach
movie
bench.
theater.
Yes,
There were so many friggin' kids. I was like, "What are we doing, guys? What are we doing?" This is I don't know.
I think
that's
though,
Ryan Reynolds, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he has.
Yeah, no.
I mean, like as long as he's
the
been around, he's been Kruse,
the Imaginary Friend movie came up right before this, so of course.
Yeah, and he's
I do love. His wife put a tweet out saying like, that he's married to a millennial because, and then she showcases all the things.
Awesome.
Like bye.
Awesome.
Like a lot of different.
No shit, man. It's pure nostalgia, Your Honor. Like up and down the line.
Agreed. Thank you.
I mean, when they give you one Huey Lewis song, right? But then they transition into the next Huey Lewis song without letting you know that like this is a new, and then they go do to the third one. Like, okay, like maybe a little nostalgia bomb here.
Yeah. So Spencer says it doesn't save the MCU. Sean says it doesn't. Mike, you're saying it doesn't either, huh?
It doesn't what?
Doesn't save the MCU?
No. He directly said fuck the homework, let's have fun. That's what we need to save the MCU. I'm saying yeah.
Let's have fun. Mike says yeah. I'll say it does too, Mike. I'm gonna go with it does because it starts getting
You're right,
energy moving. Energy moving forward. Energy moving forward for the MCU, which we haven't had in a long time. People have been like pissed and upset, but this is gonna fucking spiral into what comes next. And I think that we get Deadpool, Wolverine, which I remember for the next movies coming out for the next Avengers movies. If you put them in there too, it's only gonna take the energy and spiral it into that new universe, cause a new form of fucking fan fiction, fan life to come to reality, and that's make people put those butts in the seats and they fucking love it. Judge wears pants, fuck you. And when it happens at the end of the day, what comes down to is this: people will watch these next movies, it'll be spiraling, and because they're doing this, it led somebody else to come back too, which we're going to talk about right now. But I would say this: at the end of the day, Marvel. My transition's not on. Fuck, that was not as drastic as I wanted to be.
That again, you can cut that out from the clip.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
Marvel is pointing in the right direction to get people back to theaters to actually be entertained and enjoy their movies. And I think that bringing Hugh Jackman in is a big win. Keep Hugh, because Hugh is who you need to see. But Hugh is not the only person they're bringing in the world, because there's one more person bringing, and that's Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that in Comic Corner. Come on. Fuck it. It's also our feature story of the night. Robert Downey Jr. is back, guys. He's Dr. Doom. 2026, 2027. Dr. Doom and Doomsday Avengers and Avengers Secret Wars. Our main villain getting paid, which I'm hearing is $100 million per movie. $100 million per movie.
Motherfucker.
Plus back end points and also the Russo brothers are getting paid $80 million to do this on top of that. And he said he would only do the movie if the Russo brothers would come back because they're his team. He's also asking for, a jet plane to fly him back and forth, his own private jet. He's also asking for his own not baseball court, this is a lie. He's also asking for his own little compound with his own little fucking tractor trailer so he can have his own little private space. Great, that's right. But apparently the money is big fucking money. It's reported, it's not confirmed, but $100 million per movie for Robert Downey Jr. to do 2 movies. So $200 million to do both movies plus back end points. Big money. But again, this is coming down to on top of Deadpool Wolverine being what they're saying pushing forward. And now Marvel announces there was some rumors. Cillian Murphy was rumored. We had a bunch of people announced for this, right? And then on top of that, now
we talked about it.
Everybody, Josh Hartnett at one point was the person announced for this, maybe. And they went with Robert Downey Jr. Is he going to be the variant of Tony Stark who has been tricked by Doctor Strange? Not Doctor Strange, by Victor Von Doom. He gets tricked by him and he body swaps? Or will it be the Iron Man that becomes evil because something changes along his timeline and he goes evil and becomes Doom? And
no, is that what the speculation is?
Those are the speculations.
The comic sphere right now.
There is that big comic.
Speculate, my man.
There is that comic where he does body swap with Victor Von Doom, and Victor takes his life, and he can't remember his life, but he's in Victor's body. He's poor, and Victor is actually Tony Stark now, controlling everything with everything he can do, and he dominates the world. There's a true thing, Sean. You know it is.
Oh, I know. I've got a list of things to talk about. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
I think
all the storylines you want to talk about. Yeah.
I do say this, though. I think what they're doing is going to be interesting because it will be like the face that saved the universe is also the face that can destroy it, and then you have all these things like Spider-Man, like, but I love you, Tony, and he's like fucking killing Pepper Potts. You know what I mean? I think it could be interesting, but will they go far enough to make it that influential? That's the question. Sean, what do you think? Is this rock the wavelength forever? Do you think this is a great idea, or should they have cast maybe Oscar-winning? Well, he's Oscar-winning too, Robert Downey Jr., but maybe Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Do you think this is the wrong choice?
Oppenheimer, right?
Both Oppenheimer.
I'm okay with this choice. I knew something was because the day before this announced, Marvel put out a press release, Marvel Comics, and said, "Hey, Dr. Doom, we're going to re-cement him as the big bad of the Marvel Comics universe. We've got great plans in store. Read this issue of Blood Hunt #5 that comes up, and you'll see why." All this yada 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 stuff. 2 months ago, a very well-received Doom one-shot came up, written by Jonathan Hickman, I believe. Really nice. Told a really interesting story of Doom at the end of the universe and what he was doing. I knew something was going on with Doom. Didn't think it would be RDJ. but I can see why. I can totally see why. A lot of memes and shit were made immediately after this news hit, where it's that Batman line, right, where it's like you either live long enough to die a hero or see yourself become the villain, whatever the fuck
yeah.
that is. Yeah, you know what I mean. And RDJ gets to do both, and that's
He
fantastic.
says new mask, new task. He says.
Oh, bastard.
New mask, same task, I believe.
Oh, same task. That's what it's new mask.
Yeah.
Pay that publicist. You're doing great. This is a sweetheart deal for him. I mean, there was so many rumblings, and I know we even talked about them on the show too, where they were so disappointed about the returns on the Marvels and how everything after Endgame was just a steady decline because people hated it. And oh no, Secret Invasion failed, and Don Cheadle can't carry a show even when he's a Skrull. So that the desperation move was coming. You knew something was going to happen. So many, like, how do we bring back the original Avengers, even though we got rid of Captain America and Iron Man and all these other great characters? And
it is kind of a cop out. It's kind of a mega cop out to say this guy is dead.
Yeah,
but he's been making us money. What can we possibly do? Oh wait, we can bring him back as another fucking guy.
Yeah, but there are, like Brian alluded to, there's precedents for this in the comic books. There are several stories where Doctor Doom has body switched with Tony Stark, with Reed Richards. Reed, infamous Iron Man, which is actually Doctor Doom taking over Iron Man. It's a very interesting story. There's also a really good obscure 3 or 4 issue arc from the late 90s in Exiles called In a Suit of Armor or something like that. And it's a very, like, just down on his kind of hopes and dreams Iron Man that live in the Doctor Doom suit. Yes, I was very surprised, but I knew something was going on because of that initial press release that Marvel Comics put out. You have Fantastic Four coming. You've mentioned Galactus. Fantastic Four, one of the big impetuses for them to even exist is also Doctor Doom 2. So I would not be surprised if there's some kind of way that Victor Von Doom shows up there. The speculation.
He's going to be in that movie. He's totally going to be in that movie.
I think he will. Yeah. I think he will.
Especially paid him $200 million, man. Put him in.
Well, that especially if the speculation is Fantastic Four is also going to be in the Avengers, then it would make sense for him to also be there to bring the Fantastic Four into the Avengers and be that bridge. And the fact that there's speculation of he's going to be a Tony Stark variant. I can totally understand why people would think that. I hope it's not true.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, you think that's legit? How much? Where's your percentage on that lie?
I really hope it's not true. I'm probably 33% sure it's not true. I really want him to explore and become Victor Von Doom because that character is not Tony Stark.
Right.
You can definitely lay some groundwork and see some bad things happening and gypsy family, all that kind of shit. Maybe. But no, I really would. I would appreciate it more if he got to be Victor Von Doom and wasn't just another Tony Stark.
But how do you do that though? With like everyone sees him as Tony Stark though. Everybody does, It
is weird. This is a new move.
Character cast for the new Marvel, and they start over. He was the very first person. How do you not make him Tony Stark?
It's important, and I think that this is something that we've talked about too, which is a thing that comics have done with great facility, which is switching up who the creatives are in all the roles all the time. And we've talked about this happening in the movie sphere too. So like this is kind of an example of that, like maybe.
So Mike, do you think he's going to be Tony Stark variant, or do you think that he's going to be, a whole new character? Doctor Doom, Victor Von Doom. Ignore the fact he's in all these movies together. He just died snapping his fingers, saving the old MCU.
Oh, Sean's takes are so much better. I felt so much more comfortable like 11 seconds ago when I was like just kind of trying to pump material at Sean than I do feel now where I'm like trying to generate it out of my own soul. You got your RDJ. He's back on the screen. Like that's... ultimately, Brian, I'm going to bring everything back to like capitalism. Like this is the guy that was getting butts in seats. Like he keeps the machine churning. Like keep it the same. Like, don't turn off the money machine. That's what I get. All I can hope for at this point really is more along the lines of what Sean's talking about, which is that they choose, now that this is their decision, one of the directions that is going to be best in terms of character development, in terms of health for the whole MCU ecology. Like, because you
grow
don't
that
want them making
ecosphere
you don't
back.
Let's
you don't want them making cheap choices just purely for cash. We're in a weird point of the MCU development, Sean. We really are.
No, I agree with you, and let's not forget the fact that like these movies are 2 and 3 years away.
Yep.
On like in the best case
Oh,
scenario.
right.
So
Yeah.
if that
Maybe.
mandate is going to be, and if Disney do the voice, Brian, you haven't done it enough today. The mouse. The mouse boy. There you go. Thank you.
Oh boy, you're
like,
making some good money. It's gonna be great.
if Disney has made that mandate to synergize with the comic books, we're gonna have 2.5 years, 3.5 years of Marvel Comics storylines pushing Doom as the villain, getting looking into his character more, telling
Well,
a better backstory, a new
Doom's a great villain. He's a great villain that has a massive backstory.
Like
There's
one
a
of
lot
the-
of
the
there's a lot of
best
juice
villains.
to explore there.
we're
Exactly.
talking.
There's so much that can happen, and again, like if the new status quo, and they teased. God, I forgot about this. Sorry, the X-Men also just did a huge big revamp from the ashes. The Krakoan age is over. Doctor Doom showed up with his own little band of mutants at the end there, just to have a nice little dinner with Miss Marvel. It was very cute and very like, what the fuck is happening?
He's a big villain for
Like,
the mutants.
Beats him and Laid. The Doom one shot was very good. If you guys have a chance to get it, I think it's in the second or third printing right now. Run down to your LCS and pick it up if you can. But we're gonna get Doom shoved down our throats for the next couple years. He's probably gonna show up in
Much better than Kang.
and make a real. But like, I can totally see the boner that they got in the writers' room where they're like, we're gonna write a scene where Tom Holland gets all like, oh my god, Mr. Stark, oh my god, and he's like, fuck you, and then blast him in the face, and that's the end of Tom Holland.
And maybe he plays multiple characters. Maybe he plays a actual like hero Iron Man, and he also plays Doctor Doom because he wanted it more.
I'm gonna do this. All right. I'm gonna shut it up. I'm gonna leave this now.
Get there, Spencer.
Yeah, it's clearly gonna be like all of it. Everything you guys said, I pretty much agree with, but it can all, I think, exist together, right? It's a huge cash grab. It puts people in seats, right? And I think Queen Glamazona said it earlier back. It's going to be a variant of both. Yep, he's going to be a variant of both Tony Stark and Doctor Doom. So I think it'll be something along those lines where it just like plays on all the variables we have as an audience, because it would be kind of dumb not to. And I do think the Russo brothers are very good at tying every storyline into, what they're creating. Like when every single one of the Avengers came out, there were so many moments where any comic book fan, like even I was like looking up Winter Soldier, you know what I mean? The fight between Iron Man and Bucky and Captain America is something that most comic book fans have been like, let's go, let's do this, and then you see Endgame, and like, I still don't know if I've seen a movie that was I don't know, that everybody talked about and everybody was like, I fucking cried, and it was like, and it's funny that it's a superhero movie, then not like a fucking whatever. But I think there is too much money to be made off of this one core concept, and everything just ties into this. I think it's going to be Tom Holland's whole Spider-Man arc is going to tie into this. We're going to see like the whole story of Tony in RDJ's Tony was that like he was a bad guy originally. He cared nothing about anybody else, and then turned over this new leaf, and then has this moral dilemma too throughout all of Iron Man, which is like, do I impose my reign over people to protect them, or do I let them be. You know what I mean? The pseudo armor around the world. The Accords, so on and so forth.
Right. It's totally with
it's
the
all
whole
there.
Avengers
you could
thing.
totally
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
It's all
He
there.
takes a
you know
left
what I
instead of
mean?
a right, and it's there. Yeah.
Yeah, and exactly. And I think that is, and it's also like that core concept as any audience member is like, what if he hadn't fallen in
Yep.
love with Pepper, right? You know what I mean? What if he hadn't, and then he just goes down this dark path. What if Pepper had died? You know what I mean? And then that was just the one thing that pushed him over the fucking edge.
Iron Man 3, right?
Yes.
Spencer,
Yeah,
one of the things you said earlier just made me think about this, and also thinking about it in the context of Deadpool, how Logan was an anchor being for that universe.
Nailed it.
Did that open up the door for Tony
Nailed it.
Stark to be the anchor
Yes.
being for the MCU?
And multiple anchor beings, right? That are
Yeah.
this variation, or like it wouldn't be a ridiculous idea to see that, like RDJ as multiple, like it wouldn't be ridiculous, I think, to see him as Doctor Strange, to see him as all these characters, and then we're like, oh, that's believable. I mean, RDJ can be all of these people. So
you fully called it.
Yeah.
Spencer, I'm saying it right now that the whole anchor being concept as being what was kind of revealed in Deadpool. That's
hated it. Everybody hated the fuck the timelines, fuck going back in the future, or fuck the now we can do anything. Now nobody's death matters. You know what I mean? And so we're going to correct that.
Hasn't mattered for years in the comics.
And now it does matter. Now there is a reason why there are multiple timelines. And there is
there it is.
There is a better timeline, you know what I mean, where everything works out. And there is a worse timeline where things just go to shit, you know what I mean? And that's as far as
we need the fascists.
Where the world
we need the fascists in the TVA to bring us back to that one sacred truth, right?
This could send home a lot of, which I think it's always done. You know what I mean? That was the whole idea of comic books in the first place, is to talk about politics and talk about these things. You know what I mean?
Reflection of what's actually happening,
right?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Reflection of the times, baby.
And this is, I think, and I also will say, when you bring the right creatives together, they just keep bouncing. You know what I mean? Like it's like nothing can stop them. And I will say, RDJ has somehow created this atmosphere on these sets where, and I mean, it's not like every fucking crew member is, feeling good, but, he brings in this, I think this just dynamic that gets people going and gets people wanting to do a good job and do things right and, add their quips, but also and the Russo brothers are there for every bit of it. And it's like The Office.
Oh yeah.
It's like having this symbiotic relationship between your cast and your director and your writers, and they can just kind of riff off of each other, and you can write for the actor, not necessarily for the character, or both at the same time, right? I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's interesting. They, in the same universe where we have the Nexus beings, right? Like the singular person that exists, the Scarlet Witch and America Chavez, that whole concept. Probably not going to hear much more of that.
Nope.
I think the new thing's going to be
you don't think so?
I mean, you could have Deadpool come in to make a joke
anchor
about it.
Beings.
Back off.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Anchor beings, anchor babies. That's just where we're at. So yeah.
Flash will fly with some babies in microwaves.
Oh yeah, it all connected, boys.
And I do think even just the small idea that Deadpool could be in there for a second, people are going to be like, I'll fucking pay the money,
Just in case he shows
just
up.
to see that one moment,
Maybe he
just
will.
to see that,
I think him and Wolverine both are going to be there. Him and Hugh Jackman totally going to be there.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll be Cavill.
I don't know if you guys saw Loki, but I loved Loki, and where
That was great.
they took the timelines with that. You know what I mean? That had
I thought it was the best thing in the MCU.
Yeah, Disney. The Disney freaking television
They certainly
stuff.
gave them. I think we talked about this too on the finale of Loki. We talked about they gave themselves an out for Kang now, right?
This
is what I was going to ask to Spencer. Is that what this whole pivot is? It was going to be Kang, 100%. But now it's Doctor Doom.
I mean, it's like they're in the room. They're like, do we do Denzel? Do we fucking throw around 10 people? And then they were like, well, we might as well bring
Wait
back
a second. Yeah.
Oh wait, we've got
Might as well
an
bring back
incredible
Tony.
villain
Like,
right in our
What?
pocket.
Do you guys want to print money again? Do you guys want to print money again?
you know,
Let me think on that.
Let's get up.
Wait.
They're
Maybe we should.
and the
they're
weird
not
thing
making
is, too, that, like,
Oppenheimer
even,
2 anytime soon, I'm sure.
Not till
Yeah.
next
I
year.
feel like even RDJ has like, I mean, I will say, like, he does, like, dude's got plenty of money. Like, he's made so much money off of this thing. You know,
Oh.
like, it would have been nice to see Cillian Murphy. You know, somebody that would have done
Oh
a
my
really
God.
good
Yeah.
Doctor Doom. You know what I
I
mean?
was thinking that
Would have
too.
been
Killian
great
been fucking great.
if capitalism wasn't feeding into the thoughts and the actions here. But let's be real, right?
Elsewhere in the multiverse.
He puts his butts in the
Yeah,
seats. He does.
right, yep.
Him coming out there was such a big thing at Hall H when he came out there and he actually took that mask off. People went nuts, and it started all this craziness too. I mean, people are like, "What's good?" We're here talking about it. It's the same thing. Like, is he going to be a variant? Is he not? People go nuts. It created so much more conversation to Marvel than they had before. Deadpool Wolverine started that.
We would be
That's what I said.
talking about it. We would be talking about it even if it was Cillian Murphy, and we would
100%.
also
Yeah,
be
we
excited.
would.
Yeah.
We would.
yeah.
But it
we
would not have
Very excited for
nearly
Cameron.
the explosion. You know
No.
what I mean?
It's true.
Like,
No. That
and you
they-
could have done
the RDJ announcement stopped people in their
Yes.
tracks. Was like, are you
Yeah.
what? Like, this is
but also, like, nothing makes
realm
money
of
like
possibility.
war, right? You know what I mean? Like, nothing makes money like a controversial thing. You know, now everybody's like, this is stupid. This is fucking ridiculous. And
That sounds like a
this is
Tony Stark
amazing. This is
quote.
fucking-
That
and
sounds
then,
like a Tony
100%.
Stark quote right there. Nothing makes money like war. Like,
Yeah, dude, are you kidding me? Yeah, and
Tim, that is
let's
big.
be real. The Russo
I think
brothers are. They're
That's, Tim says
they're
too. Tom
puppeteers,
Cruise is Dr. Doom.
We're
Could have been
all
the
just
same
here
thing.
for their games. You know what I mean?
yeah.
no, Tom Cruise couldn't have been Doc. It would not have been the same. I dispute that. I'm going back to Cruise Court.
You
They've
know,
been
and
nuts.
and I do think, like, I think a lot of people wanted to see that. Me personally, I did want to see an evil Iron Man variant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I've been wanting to see that for a while, and it's just so on the cusp. And then, like, you know, they dropped this, and I'm like, well, this was better.
Well, you're gonna get it because you're gonna get the actual Iron Man playing
This
that
is
variant. That's
This
the
is
thing.
that. And Doom
And
takes all the Infinity Stones multiple times. You know what I mean? He's like,
Oh yeah. He's
you
had
know,
that shit
that's-
more than Thanos.
yeah,
probably.
that's the character to do that with. You know what I mean? So,
And it probably also encourages Robert to come back, like playing the same thing over and over again. Now you have to play the villain. Now you get to be crazy. Now you get to do something that's outside the box as that
100%.
same character, but not that same character. Same thing with Wolverine with Hugh Jackman. He's not the same Wolverine. It actually revitalized
He's really
him
not.
as playing.
He's really
he's
not.
And he kept saying how much it felt like he was like starting over again, which made him feel great about it. And it's amazing what he does with that character. It's different. It is different. It's the same thing here. It's like Marvel
Didn't
trying to
love
get these
it.
actors back.
Didn't love it.
I thought it was
love it?
closer to like regular Wolverine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just like very abrasive and very like fuck off, dude. You know, I don't
Yeah.
really care about your life at all.
I love
But
him
I
running on
really
fours.
loved- I mean, I loved like even like dude. I remember being a kid and watching Wolverine in X3 as he's fucking like going up
Oh,
to
yeah.
Jean and she's
Sean, fix your
blasting off
VCR.
half of his fucking body.
I'm
You know
trying,
what I mean?
man.
And I remember being a kid and be like, dude, he's getting ripped, man. He got shredded for this.
You
role.
had no idea. You had no idea how ripped he was going to get.
You know?
Yeah. I still got goosebumps. I put the cowl on. I had goosebumps. I was like,
Oh my god, yeah,
"Oh!"
totally,
Yeah.
totally.
It was
Yeah, I was-
like every
yeah. It
nerd's
was perfect.
dream.
It was
Yeah.
perfect.
It was
like
great.
the
I mean,
minivan
we
fight.
waited what, 20 years for this,
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
come on,
And he makes sure about
Come
the blowjob handles. He's like, those nice blowjob handles.
Dude, holy shit. Like like that's what I was saying. It's like every joke. For me, it hit.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I was there for it.
It just fucking hit.
Might as well have been made for me.
Yeah, me too.
it was.
I loved
It
every
was,
joke. And all the different variants were fun. The different, again, giving these actors an opportunity for a send off in a big way, not just killing them off, having them have a big battle in the movie was great. I think what Marvel's doing this way is allowing us to delve into this fan world and letting us enjoy these characters for what they were, what they brought the joy for us, and giving them a good send off. And then Doctor Doom coming back is a big character. I think it's better than Kang. I think it's a good send off for Robert Downey Jr. too, because this will probably be it. This will be a good pivot, but this will be it for him. They'll probably do 2 movies and that'll probably be it. And then they'll probably figure it out from there. I think
Bring him
that's
back
it
as
for him.
somebody else.
This is
No,
just them kicking the can down the
It
way
is.
and being like, well, fuck,
Yeah.
we fucked this up. Let's have RDJ fix our
100%.
problems for a little bit, and we'll deal with that when we're Secret
few
Wars.
years.
Oh my goodness.
But I think after
I will
that,
say, I
I
hope
think
they
he'll
don't
be gone.
do this. Like, I don't know. I felt like Deadpool's fight scenes and stuff were a little like Ant-Man-y. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. I was looking at some of that stuff, like especially
it
the
was a
end,
lot
like
of
aerial footage. I was like,
yeah, it was a lot of steady cam stuff too, or shaky cam, and I was like,
yeah,
you can't see any of these fight things. They must not look super great.
I think
I liked
they
it.
realized that they spent a bunch of money on cameos and that they had
Oh,
to
and then the end fight scene was
shrink
like,
it
all right,
back
you
on some of the.
fucking do
Well,
this,
like,
Yeah.
and
dude, if you look at
there we go.
in the Doom in the Deadpool fight, like how many of those guys were in the generic outfit? Like a lot of those
There was
guys
a
were in the
lot.
generic.
There was a lot.
And they could have
Oh, yeah.
tweaked
Jobbers.
those, but they didn't. So I saw that and I was like, they were
Yeah,
coming
There's
back
the
on the
budget
budget
cut.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still love that movie. I had a lot of fun with it. It was just fun. Like Spencer was saying, like the jokes, the pace of it was fun. I think that they hit something that worked that hasn't worked for a long time for the MCU. I'm excited to see where they go from this. They're trying something different and old and new with Doctor Doom, and I hope that it hits them well. And I hope Robert Downey Jr. brings something great to this character that's different but great. Yeah, it's time to,
It's inevitable.
yeah,
Ah,
it's inevitable.
he
It's
said the
inevitable.
line,
He
guys.
says it. It's on.
He said it.
It's on Cruise Control, so you can reference back to this when you're
Reference to this.
correct, Spencer.
Episode 225. This was the day.
It
Way
is
to go,
inevitable.
Spencer. Wow.
Anyways, everybody,
my
thank you for being
ladder.
on Cruise Control. I've gone way over. Thank you so much. Happy Hump Day. Hope you had a great time. What a great time. I'm excited about what's going to happen, and I thank you all for being here. Appreciate you taking time on your day to hang out on a Wednesday, on your last hump day of the month when you could be humping it up with somebody you love. You're here with me, and I love you as well. So thank you so much for being here on Cruise Control. Appreciate you as always. Everybody, too, out in the chat, thank you so much. Paul, thank you for being here for the first time, man. Appreciate you. Good, happy to have you. Come back. And that chat, again, who said, like, where are you at? Like, let me know where we should go. We have to keep growing. We appreciate it. We have to figure it out. But Mr. Sean Sutherland, thank you so much for being here. Our comic book king, appreciate you as always. It's been a great time. Happy Hump Day. And thank you for being here again on a Hump Day. Appreciate you. Hope it hump it up tonight. Hump it up today, man. Hump it up.
Thank you. Thanks for having me as always.
That's all I got. Appreciate you, man. Mr. Spencer O'Neill, thank you too, Spencer, for jumping in, helping out tonight, being part of the show, bringing to the conversation, and bringing some great takes. Appreciate you as always. Hope you had a fantastic time. Thank you for being here as always, Spencer.
Love you,
Love
Brian.
you.
Mike, great seeing you. Sean, great meeting you, man.
Wonderful meeting you, Spencer.
This was a good one. I really like this one. This was fun.
It was fun.
Just do this again next week. I don't know, man.
Get fucking
I don't know where you're at.
fucking in. That's what we do on Wednesdays. Mr. Mike Casey, my brainiac, little fucking intelligent fucking human being, happy chappy superhero himself. Thank you for being as my co-host for the evening. Appreciate you as always, Mike.
It's great. It's great to be here, Brian. It's always it's always a struggle for me trying to find the right level of obnoxious. But it's really truly humbling to be in such experts of the particular genre as Sean and Spencer. So I'd like to say it's been humbling to embarrass myself with you all tonight. And you in the chat, so thanks for having me aboard.
Thank you,
It's been a beautiful boat cruise into this evening's sunset. Boat cruise, if you will.
Cruise.
There
Boat
you go.
cruise. We cruise. We're cruising away. We're always cruising away. Anyways, thank you all for being here as always. Appreciate you. Keep spreading that love. Again, the numbers have been growing recently. Appreciate it so much. Keep it going. Keep it going up. I know we have people saying, like, I've had multiple people ask if we're thriving other places. So I saw it today. I thought that was kind of funny because we keep seeing that. So we're trying. We're trying to grow. We're trying to grow, but it comes down to you and you spreading the word. You get to your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts, your grandmas and grandpas, and great chinchilla baby bammas and grandpas that came down from heaven and they landed smack down in Jupiter and they landed in your backyard with those beavers and bears. Oh my! And they swam in your pool and they had fucking sex with a chinchilla where they became like a marsupilami. And all the beavers and bears that came together with their fucking deer, and all the creatures, and all the kangaroos, they hopped around. They had pouches. They fucking tucked down in that shit. That was crazy because an orgy happened in there. That was awesome. They also grabbed Kruse Control. This is fucking awesome. When that happens, the whole mailman comes down, and the pool bag, and they go, what the fuck's happening back there? We all fucking love each other, but it's fucking cool, and that's what happens because they all subscribe. When you subscribe, we all become fucking someone, and people know who you are, and they know who we are, we all come there for you, the people, and that's it. I don't fucking say anymore, but we love you so much. Thank you for coming to Kruse Control as always. Tell those kangaroos, tell those fucking badgers stop fucking themselves, and tell the kangaroos stop picking at my fucking dick. That's all I'm saying. Subscribe, that's what we gotta do. When we do that, it's better for you and me and for the world. That's what comes, we all come together as one conglomerate of fucking happiness and joy, and we thrive and we grow and become one big united fucking union. And that's all it comes down to. We love you all, and happy Kruse Control Day. Happy hump day. Go fuck yourselves. Humping. We love you. No, I'm saying fuck yourself. What I'm saying, I mean, hump yourself. I'm just saying hump yourself. Anyways,
no, you can't backtrack off of that. Come
I can't. That's gonna burn me someday. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Hump it up. Until next time, take care. See ya.